Om Dhanvantri Namaha, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste and a very warm welcome to webinar series on Ayurveda practice organized by Ayuryana. I am Dr. Radha Chetana, co-founder of Ayuryana. It's my honor to welcome our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Anupama Sadasivan, and our enthusiastic audience to today's session. Ayuryana is a platform offers a unique blend of health-focused educational activities and sustainable tourism. It's inspired by timeless principles of Ayurveda, thread moral, cultural, and traditional values into every experience, creating a rich tapestry of heritage and wellness. Now, I would like to brief about webinar. Webinar series on Ayurveda practice is a free webinar series conducting on every weekend for an hour, which is telecasted live on Ayuryana YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel. The motto is to empower the Ayurveda fraternity to excel in clinical practice and sustainability through innovative approaches in Ayurveda entrepreneurship. Today's topic is Rejuvenating the Present, Rasayana Chikitsa in a Modern Light by Dr. Anupama Sadashivan. Dr. Anupama is from Kannur, Kerala. Completed her UG and PG from esteemed college SDMCA Udupi and a PhD scholar in Kaya Chikitsa at Parul Institute of Ayurveda, Gujarat. Currently working as a associate professor in the Department of Kaya Chikitsa, MVR Ayurveda Medical College, Kannur, Kerala. Her achievements are third rank in MD Kaya Chikitsa RGUHS 2016, second rank in Kriya Sharira RGUHS 2008, and STMCA Award for Academic Excellence in 2017. She is an experienced Ayurveda clinician and academician with over 10 years of clinical exposure in Kaya Chikitsa, adept in Ayurvedic and modern diagnostics with strong research focus in Rasayana Chikitsa, rheumatology, and sciatica. Student of late G. Srinivasa Acharya sir, my senior, very dedicated, passionate Ayurveda Vaidya, Dr. Anupama Sadashivan. Welcome you, ma'am, and the mic is yours.
Thank you so much for the warm welcoming. So we'll start with the session today. The session is about doctors of Ayuryana. So it is about rejuvenating the present, Rasayana Chikitsa in modern light. So this is just a brief perspective about the Rasayana Chikitsa which can be practiced in the day-to-day clinical practice. So coming to the introduction, as we all know, we are well aware of Rasayana Chikitsa. It is the science of rejuvenation and it is one of the foundational branches of Ayurveda, that is Ashtanga Ayurveda. It offers comprehensive strategies for enhancing immune Ayushya and supporting recovery in chronic degenerative lifestyle disorders. The core principle of Rasayana Chikitsa, we know it is Rasa Ayana. It is the nourishment of Rasa Dhatu leading to the sequential nourishment of all tissues, including the Srotoshodhana, Agni Deepana, Amapachana, and enhancing the Ojas, which is the essence of the Saptadhatu, and it is the cause for the vitality or the prana. Coming to the introduction of Rasayana again, as per the types, based on the use of Rasayana, it is classified as Kamya Rasayana, Naimittika Rasayana, and Ajashrika Rasayana. So, according to the Samhita, Kamya Rasayana is again subdivided into Prana Kamya, Medha Kamya, and Shri Kamya, which is serving the purpose of enhancing the vitality, intellect, as well as the beauty. Naimittika Rasayana, it is having a disease-specific nature and which can be used in the day-to-day life without much diet restrictions. So it is always supportive in the chronic diseases during the treatment protocol. Coming to the Ajashrika Rasayana, it is daily nourishing. It is daily nourishing Rasayana like that of the Ghrita, Kshira as well as Madhu, which is having a purpose of health maintenance. Based on the administration, the Rasayana can be again classified as Kuti Praveshika as well as Vatatapika Rasayana. So Kuti Praveshika means it is intensive about the Vatatapika under normal living condition without much diet as well as Ahara Vihara restrictions, we usually refers to it as the Vatatapika Rasayana. So coming to the description of major Rasayana drugs, what we will see today is some of the Ayurveda drugs which can be used as Rasayana purpose, which is mentioned in the Samhita under the Rasayana Chikitsa, as well as in the different Vyadhi Chikitsa, wherever it is mentioned as Rasayanika purpose. I have described it here and I have made a tabulated form for the easy understanding. So coming to the first one, it is Amlaki, which is having a botanical name of Emblica officinalis, categorized as Vayastapana, is having a key indication or key action of antioxidant, and it can be taken by all. That is, all category of people can be can use the Amlaki as a rasayana. Then medicines will be discussed one by one and the detail it in the coming time, that is the clinical implications and the method of administration. So coming to the Guduchi, it is Tinosporia cordifolia, it is Ojovardhaka and immunomodulator. So Guduchi is one such drug which can be used as the Rasayana purpose, and also it is having Jwarahara nature. So according to the variety of the Guduchi, we can use it. It serves the purpose of either Jwarahara or the Rasayana property. So Guduchi is having a well-known action for all the uh, diseases like that of rheumatoid arthritis or systemic lupus erythematosus whenever there is an immunomodulation required. So when compared to the recent advances in the modern medicine, we have many disease modifying anti-rheumatoid drugs or the immunomodulators which can be used for the chronic conditions of RA or SLE. When we see in the day-to-day clinical practice, the patients receiving such medicines when treated with the our Ayurvedic drugs along with the Guduchi Rasayana is having a significant relief of their chronic conditions or the chronic disabilities which are being caused by the rheumatoid arthritis or other autoimmune disorders which is having a chronic arthritis as symptom. So Guduchi can be administered in the form of Guduchi Sattva, or it can be administered in the form of extract. Nowadays we get the marketed drugs in the form of water extract or other kinds of extract which can be easily procured and we can prescribe the patients. Next is about Ashwagandha, which is Withania somnifera, which is having the action of Balya, and it is adaptogen, and it is having it is proven for the anti-stress activity of the drug. So Ashwagandha also in the clinical practice, in the day-to-day clinical practice, we can use as the Rasayana medication, especially in chronic Vata Vyadhis as well as the disease wherein there is a neurodegenerative condition occurring. Next is Brahmi Bacopa moneri, which is Medhya, and it is proven to be the cognitive enhancer. Mandukaparni Centella asiatica, which is also a Medhya, which is having a cognitive enhancing capacity along with a neuroregenerative capacity. So Brahmi and Mandukaparni can be used as the Medhya Rasayana. Next is about Manjishta. It is Rubia cordifolia, which is having Rakta Shodhaka property, and it is not. Coming to next one, in the form of mainly it is digestive as well as carminative. Next is Vacha, which is Ecorus calamus, Medhya Rasayana. It is proven in the clinical practice about the action of disease modifying action in the neurodegenerative conditions as well as in the chronic stroke where there is dysphasia, aphasia, etc. The conditions related to that of the stroke, when it is related to the aphasia or it is in dysphonia or dysphasia, the usage of vacha in the form of rasayana serves the purpose of enhancing the day-to-day activities as well as the condition of the patient. Next is about the Ballataka, semicarpus anacardium, which is in the category of Agni-dipana, Rasayana, and it is well known to be having an action in autoimmune disorders, skin-related disorders, as well as having an immunomodulatory effect. Next is Shankapushpi, which is Medhya, Shatavari, Asparagus racemosus, which is having Stanya Rasayana property, and it is known to have reproductive effect in infertility conditions and in chronic other disorders, which is having a imbalance of the reproductive hormones. You can use the Shatavari as Rasayana for longer duration. It is having a well-known clinical implication. Next is Haritaki terminale chebula. It is Anulomana Rasayana, which is having a detox action of gut detox as well as rejuvenator. Next about Pippali Rasayana. Pippali Rasayana can be used in disease modifying conditions of chronic RA as well as a respiratory regenerator in the condition of the conditions like that of chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, or maybe the emphysema related condition may be secondary to some other infectious diseases or maybe a primary cause. Pippali Rasayana can be used as a static dosage pattern, or it can be also used as in the pattern of Vardhamana Pippali Rasayana. Next is about Yashtimadu, Glycyrrhiza glabra. It is known to have a Kantya property and also Rasayana property. Yashtimadu can be used in the conditions like that of chronic skin disorders and also in the anti-inflammatory conditions, and also it can be used in acute cellulitis. Bhumyamalaki, Phyllanthus neruri, it is known to be having a hepatoprotective action and it can be used as a rasayana for long-term duration. Haridra, again curcuma longa, which is having pushtakna as well as rasayana effect, can be used as anti-inflammatory effect as well as also immunomodulatory effect. Next is about Gokshura Tribulus terrestris, category of Rishya. It is having urinary as well as reproductive tonic. Then Vidanga, it is Embelia ripes, which is having the Crimigna as well as Rasayana property. It can be used in the conditions which is having chronic gut inflammations. Next is about Kapikachu, Mucuna pruriens, which is Rishya, Medhya, and it can be used for dopaminergic effect whenever it is needed and also in the condition of male infertility. Arjuna, Terminalia Arjuna, which is a cardioprotective in nature, can be used as a cardiac tonic. Chitraka, again Plumbago silenica, which is having an Amapachana Agnidipana effect, can be used for chronic rheumatoid arthritis conditions whenever there is a pain relief, more intention is for the pain relief, you can use Chitraka instead of Guduchi. Pushkaramula, Inula racemosa, which is Hridya, cardioprotective in nature, and it can be also used in respiratory conditions. Aknimantha, Clerodendron flomidis, having Rasayana property, used mainly in the conditions of geriatrics. Tuvaraka Rasayana, very famous for the anti-inflammatory effect as well as Rasayana effect and Pushtakna property, can be very well used in the conditions of long-term psoriasis and other skin-related conditions. Next is about Tulasi Ocimum sanctum. It is Ojaskara, having an efficacy of antiviral as well as immunobooster, can be used in the palliative care regarding the malignancy treatment whenever there is a chemotherapy or radiotherapy being given to the patient as palliative. We can, along with the modern medicine, we can use the Tulsi also. Punarnava, Borreria diffusa, it is Mootrala, kidney regenerator. Musta, it is Cyprus rotundus, Deepana Pachana, and it is having more of Amapachana as well as Agni Deepana effect. Agnimanda, Clerodendron flamidis, having Rasayana property used in geriatrics. Next is about Lashuna, Ilium sativum garlic, which can be again used as the Naimitika Rasayana and also Vyadhihara Rasayana. It is proven to be cardioprotective, lipid lowering Rasayana in arteriosclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, hypertension, sexual dysfunction, and also in the neurodegenerative conditions. And also whenever there is a Vata Vyadhi, if the medicines whatever is being prescribed in the usual prescription doesn't work, you can try for Lashuna. Whenever there is neurodegeneration or any kind of neural compression, Lashana Rasayana is very effective in such conditions. Next is about Shilajatu, asphaltum, mineral pitch, which is also in the category of Rasayana, which is going to enhance the absorption of the other drugs when it is used along with Shilajatu. It is proven to be anti-aging, anti-diabetic, anti-arthritis, reproductive tonic, as well as a renal protector. So Shilajatu is available in the market as Shilajatu, Shilajatu or Shilajatu Loharasana, or in the form of Shivagutika. So in the different pharmacies it is available, and it is proven to be very effective in the conditions of Raktadushti or in the conditions associated with that of the Raktadushti as well as Yakrat Vikaras. So classical Rasana formulations which are usually in the common usage are Chavanaprasha or Bhargava Prokta Rasayana, which is used as a general regenerator or and as well as neurology. Next is Ashwagandhadi Lehya for the infertility conditions. Amlaki Rasayana, antioxidant as well as immunomodulatory effect is proven. Pippali Rasana for respiratory as well as anti-arthritic conditions. Haritaki Rasayana, detoxification as well as longevity. Shatavari Grita, it is female reproductive Rasayana. Ishtimadu, gastric as well as respiratory Rasayana. So all these uses, whatever I have mentioned, it is not the only single use for these rasayanas. There are different indications, different contraindications. You are supposed to prescribe using the just seeing the condition of the patient as well as the ahara, vihara as well as the kala. Accordingly, you have to prescribe the rasayana. It is not directly prescribing seeing the usage. It is not like that. We have to assess the patient for the conditions as well as for the Rogi Bala as well as the Roga Bala, and then only we can prescribe the Rasayana formulations. So Guduchi Sattva, again immunomodulatory as well as Jwarahara effect. Manduka Parni, it is for Medhya Rasana. So Naimitika Rasana I have just classified for some conditions, disease specific, wherever we refer it as the Vyadhihara Rasayanas. So for the Madhumeha or the Prameha, Amlaki, Haridra, Guduchi and even Shilajatu. For the malignancy conditions as an immune enhancement and radioprotection, you can go for Ashwagandha, Guduchi as well as Tulsi. For neurodegeneration, Brahmi, Mandukaparni as well as Kapikachu. For the skin disorders, you can use Haridra, Manjishta, Amlaki, Tuvaraka, Bakuchi Rasayana, which is not mentioned in the list, or even the Bhalataka Rasayana. According to the condition, you can go for the skin disorders. Infertility, Shatavari, Ashwagandha, Kapikachu, etc. can be used. Arthritis, again Guduchi, Gugulu, Rasna, Chitraka and even Pippali Rasayana can be used. For the purpose of liver cirrhosis, again the first one, even though it is Bhumya Malaki written, we can see that clinically when Shilajatu is being prescribed, we have a wonderful result. Then also Katuki. Respiratory disorders, we can use either Pippali or maybe Vasa. So in the modern researches and evidences, we have to always search for the modern researches for the recent advancements in the Rasayana. So Ashwagandha, it is proven to reduce the cortisol and it is going to improve the VO2 max. Amlaki scavenges the free radicals and supports the telomere strength. Guduchi It enhances the leukocyte function and modulates the cytokines. Chyawanprash improves. It is proven to improve the immunity markers and it is antioxidant. Brahmi, it is going to enhance the acetylcholine memory as well as the learning capability. That is, it is always enhancing the intellect. Then Mandukaparni promotes angiogenesis as well as neuron repair. Kapikachu contains L-dopa and it is used in the treatment of Parkinsonism. A Rasayana therapy protocol, as you all know, the ideal time usually it is the early morning. This is for Naimittika Rasayana, what I am speaking. Early morning on empty stomach or post Shodhana or after the Shodhana or the Panchakarma treatment. Adjuvants can be ghee, honey, milk, warm water, or as per the disease as well as the patient, whatever is being mentioned in the Samhita, you can go as the adjuvant. For the diet, usually Lagu Ahara, which is having more of Sattva and to avoid the Ahara which is going to cause Agnimadhya as well as going to cause the Ama is to be avoided completely. Lifestyle and also during the particular Rasayana therapy like that of maybe Tuvaraka or maybe Bakuchi or even Lashana Rasayana, you have to follow the diet which is being prescribed in the textbook. For lifestyle, you have to follow the Dinacharya, Ritucharya as well as the Satvrata, and usually the duration is minimum of 1 month and it can go up to the 6 months or maybe more than that according to the conditions as well as the yoga being prescribed. The public health applications wherein Rasayana comes, it is mainly the geriatric health, that is Jara Chikitsa, maybe using Ashwagandha, Amalaki, etc., pediatric immunity in the form of Swarna Prashna and Medhi Rasayanas. Then pandemic preparedness, as we all know, we are well aware of the COVID scenario which had struck maybe a few years back and it is still continuing here. So here we have to use some of the herbs, Ayurvedic herbs in the form of Rasayana which can give a immunomodulatory effect and we'll have the immunity boosting effect. Preventive oncology, Rasayana adjuvants can be used as a palliative care in the oncology practice. So challenges and the future scope, standardization of the quality, dosage and the extraction has to be done for the Rasayana drugs. So we have seen our guru giving the Rasayana drugs in different dosage patterns and trying to standardize it in the SDM College of Ayurveda Udupi, wherein we have documented much of case scenarios where we have a proof of the usage of Rasayana in multiple conditions and the multiple level of patients. Bridging classical concepts with modern pharmacology, then integrating protocols for the chronic diseases and clinical trials and AI-based personalized Rasayana therapy will be having a much future scope. So to conclude, Rasayana Chikitsa, it is representing the core of Ayurveda preventive, promotive as well as regenerative medicine. With a growing global need for safe, natural and evidence-based healthcare solutions, Rasayana offers powerful potential. Integrating traditional Rasayana drugs with modern research, lifestyle management and public health initiative makes this branch uniquely suited for the 21st century health model. So this is what I have to say in my small presentation. So thank you so much for the patient listening. If you have any queries, you may please put in the chat box.
Ma'am, there are a few queries. Using churnas is better or in the form of capsules are better?
See, according to the physician, maybe using the churnas or capsules, whatever is being prescribed, we have to make sure about the dosage correctly. So, if the churna is there, the dosage pattern can be easily tackled because it is directly weighable. But if you are using the capsule, we have to find out whether it is churna inside the capsule or the extract being put in the capsules. This is different according to the different pharmacies wherein it is available. Like for example, there are pharmacies wherein the extract is being used in the capsule, or maybe there are pharmacies wherein we get the Rasayana preparations or single drug preparations wherein the churna itself is put into the capsule. So what we have to find out is the exact dosage pattern in the condition. So it is not about the efficacy whether we use the churna or extract. It is the dosage efficacy. It is not usage of capsules or the churna.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So there is no more doubts, I guess. I'm still reeling from the mind-blowing session, ma'am. The insights shared were impressive, empowering, motivating, and inspiring us to think in new direction. I extend heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me for such a wonderful session. Um, I think we will have much more to discuss when we take about the single drugs. So in future, maybe single drug concepts can be bought for the further presentations.
Ma'am, here one more doubt question arose. What can be the dose given in the geriatric case, and every time is it essential to give Shodhana before Rasayana?
So, according to the condition of the patient, if the patient is having acne properly and the bala of the patient is proper, and if you don't find any other condition as such or a bahudosha lakshana as such to give the shodhana, then the shodhana itself may not be necessary, but a sadhya shodhana may be essential just to clear the gut. So that can be done before prescribing Rasayana. But if the patient is having Bahudosha Lakshana, there is Ama and there is doshas to be discarded initially. That is, a chronic disease may be there. So in such cases, it will be preferable if you go for a Vamana or Virechana and then go for the Rasayana after Samsarchana Krama.
And dose given in the geriatric case also, one more question is there. What can be the dose given in a geriatric case?
So when the conditions of Jara comes, the age of the patient has to be thought of. So the Rasayana preparations, whenever the dosage is told as a huge dosage in some of the diseases or in some of the drugs like that of which can be used, maybe Shilajatu or even Lashuna or Guduchi. So depending upon the Aknibala of the patient, it is recommended that the dosage can be minimized to the minimum dosage and do not go for the pravara matra, just go for the avara matra and see that the patient is adjusted to the dosage and then only think about increasing the dosage. So better to go for madhyama or avara matra in the conditions of jara rather than going for the pravara matra.
So no more doubts, I guess. We
Okay.
can conclude the session.
Thank you so much. I once again thank the organizers for putting such a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.